Well, good evening, Truck and Tractor Pool fans. We got another wonderful show for you tonight. We got Kendra Barnhart with us tonight, and she'll be going over helping me go over the Port Royal Speedway event, as well as she's got some great information on the Woodstock Young Farmers Truck and Tractor Pool coming up this Saturday. That's an all-day event down there. We'll get into that later. It's a David Street Memorial Pool. And I'll also be taking care of Snyder County is going to have an event this Saturday night as well in Selinsgrove, Pennsylvania, with spectators this time. But we'll go over that here shortly. Kendra, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing good. Real quick here, I want to throw in here that August 1st, Listy, Pennsylvania, East Coast Pullers. That event has unfortunately been canceled. So if you had plans to go to Listy on August 1st, scratch it off your calendar. We lost another pool. So you have anything, Kendra, to add for Interstate?
Just learned today that Luray, Virginia has canceled their the Page Valley Fair, so we will not be pulling there in late August either.
Okay.
But I think that's about the last of the cancellations we've had. So.
Okay. Do you still have any more events scheduled, or?
Yes, we do. Our next event, besides the Woodstock event, is going to be up at New Media, Pennsylvania. We go up there with the East Coast Diesel. They put on an all-day diesel event, and the mod turbos are there. But then we have nothing again till July 25th, which is Two Top, Pennsylvania. They are gung-ho. They're going to go. Super excited about that. And then when we get to August, we've had very, very few cancellations. The only ones are really Center Hall, the Grange Fair canceled. And then, like I said, Page Valley Fair. So once we get into August, it's going to be, I think, a full season. Not a full season, but full till ahead once we get into August. So
awesome. Good. Now, you said Two Top. Boy, that's a place I haven't been to in probably, I'd say 15 years at least. It's been a while.
It hasn't changed a bit.
Yeah, it's been quite a while. I had a good time
the
up
only
there.
difference, the only difference is now instead of pulling into the trees, they pull towards the open field.
Oh, okay.
So
yep, I remember that.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Okay. Well, let's get into Port Royal. I'll start these scrollers. I got some results for everybody here to watch, and while we run our yaps here and get through everything.
Okay.
But anyway, we had a big, huge class of hot stock tractors Friday night at Port Royal, Pennsylvania. What was your opinion of the facility?
I love pulling at Port Royal. It's great pit area. Everything is either stone or blacktop. Wonderful place to take pit pictures. I've seen a couple of the hot stock guys had stuff posted.
Yeah.
And I always really enjoy getting pit pictures. Well, at least they're in the staging area in the infield. You have the mountains in the back. They always have a flag flying up high.
Yeah.
It always makes for good pictures. Yeah, I've always enjoyed pulling at Port Royal.
Yeah, that was my first time there, and I was pretty impressed. A lot of room. That's what I like. A lot of room, and even down on the infield, in the hot pits and stuff, there's just plenty of room. And I do hope. I thought the crowd, I was kind of hoping, would be a little better, but it is a big grandstand, so it can be a little deceiving on the number of people there. But I do hope we get to go back there, and we want to thank Chad Packer of Packer's Concessions for putting that pool on for us there.
Definitely.
After Center Hall, unfortunately, bit the bullet like a lot of other events this year. Chad took it upon himself to move it to another facility, and that was the one. And I'm sure I'm happy he did, because I really enjoyed that, and I hope to get to go back again for sure. It's a pretty nice place. But, let's see. Ray Belak ended up taking the win in the hot stock tractor class, and do Joey Radle's job here real quick. I'll look up their points here real quick. I'll give you just a hint of their top 5 in that class. The points, I got it here somewhere. That's what happens when you write on too many pieces of paper. Let's see. That's not it either. Okay. Well, I'm batting a 0. There we go. Nope, that's not it either. Hey, go on, man. Look at me live. I could tell you, I'm pretty sure that Matt Sudol is your point leader currently, so I'm just going to leave it at that. I apologize for that, Joey, but I found it. Matt Sudol currently has the point lead with 144. John Foreman is currently riding second with 130. Ray Belak with the Raging Red Tractor, who, like I said, just won the event Friday night at Port Royal, is at 128 and third. Our very own East Coast boy, Nick Morrison, is set in fourth with 124. And Ray Belak is fifth with his other tractor, the 1256 International, at 117. So,
say Nick's been hanging tough up there.
Nick has a very good running tractor. He's really learning that tractor well, and it's always had a good reputation throughout its life. When Gentry owned it, and he's carrying on a tradition quite well with it. So he's tough.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Our first East Coast class, Kendra's favorite, as a matter of fact, for East Coast, that Friday night was the East Coast Diesel, Pro Stock Diesel 4-wheel drive trucks. And James Barter, man, is he on a roll. He took the win up there 2 weekends ago at Laurelton, and comes right back out again the following weekend and takes a big win at the East Coast event there at Port Royal. And,
yeah, he had a really strong run at both tracks.
Yes, he did. And folks, if you just look below us there, you'll see it's fairly legible. Just we'll leave them run probably the whole show so you can look at them all and see who finished where. But yeah, James Barter definitely the cream of the crop that night, and I say that by almost 30 foot. So he just had a monster run again. So not to take away anything else, everybody ran good, including you, Normie. I'm sure you're watching somewhere. Can we pick on Norm tonight a little bit, maybe?
We can absolutely pick on Norm.
I hope he's watching. Eric Davis says you have a nice shirt on, so I can't really see nothing but your shoulders.
Well, I'm not sure why, because it's just our farm shirt.
I don't know.
I saw that too, and I was like, it's just the Price and Price shirt, but okay.
Must be a Price and Price fan, or he's a Kendra fan, one of the two. So. Our second class, sorry about that, I get thirsty. Second class was the Super Stock Pro Stock class, and New York is coming down and kicking our butts. David Everman took the win at a monster run of 351 feet, and Henry Everman was second, as you'll see on the scroll there. Third, Darren Olden. What a screaming run. I was very impressed. That's the first time I've seen his new setup, and I've seen a Kryptonite tractor before, but I know he had a new engine built and everything. Man, oh man, is that thing making some power. I was very impressed.
Had a very nice run down there.
Yes,
very happy for him.
Yeah, long time coming, Darren. Congratulations. And we had a total of 14 tractors in that class. We had a total of 8 Pro Stock diesel trucks. And the last class to run that night was the modified 4-wheel drive trucks. We had a little bit of a delay before we got their class started. We had some equipment failure, but we got through that. And Troy Nails, man, is on a roll. His truck's on a set of rails this year and took the win again, way out front. He's going to be a tough cookie to beat, that's for sure. But he did take the win. And also want to mention Wayne Tapscott. Who's happy to see him back out, senior and junior, or excuse me, Wayne Tapscott the second. He doesn't like to be called junior, but Wayne senior did debut a new truck, High Anxiety Silverado, with a Sonny's Hemi, and finished last, but I'm sure with some seat time, he wasn't that far behind some good trucks. So that's going to be one to watch in the future, I'm sure. So, any comments you have, Kendra, on any? You weren't there for the 4-wheel drive class. I think you guys said you had loaded and had to go.
Yep, we loaded up and headed out.
Okay.
Headed south.
Okay.
Or whatever direction we were heading. I guess
northeast, probably.
It was a little south, yeah.
But anyway, we'll take a look at that. We are actually running a small point series for East Coast Pullers. I don't know what else is going to be involved with that, but Terry did decide to go ahead and have a small point series. And currently, right now, for the 2020 point series, in modified 4-wheel drive, Troy Nels has the lead with 100 points. Dan Savage is in second with 96 with the Badass Silverado. And third is Kevin Abshire with the Gone AWOL Jeep at 90. Michelle Abshire split decision is at 86, and Linda Ziegler is fifth with 46. And unfortunately, Mike and Linda Ziegler had some breakage at the first event in Bloomsburg. So the engine's at Lee Edwards, and I know the clutch is out in California at Molinari. So let's hope they can try to get back together before the end of the season. I don't know how long out they're going to be, but they're going to try. But we'll just keep our fingers crossed for them. She had a pretty good hook air at Bloomsburg, but unfortunately the Gremlins rose their ugly head and they're sidelined right now. So we wish them the best. Superstock Pro Stock, we have Corey Hoyt, a defending champion, with Stress Case sitting first with 100. And second is Chris and Logan Hoyt with the Nutcase Tractor with 96. Third is Kevin Windsor, Sr. and Jr. Jr. did drive Friday night at Port Royal, and they are sitting at third with 90. Davey Moore with One More Deer sitting with 46 in fourth, and fifth is Tara Moore with 42 points with More Agitation. And the East Coast Diesel Pro Stock Diesel four-wheel drive trucks, James Barter is out front with 50, and second's Norman Newswanger, yay,
Hey.
with 48. Third, Andrew Grove with 46. John Mans is fourth with 44. Carl Ankowick's fifth with 42. And Tom Hassler, poor Tom. Tom Hassler sitting sixth with 40. And unfortunately, Tom had some injection pump issues there at the line. I grabbed a fire extinguisher.
Some issues.
Yeah, I thought it was on fire. So, you know, I didn't see any flames, but I grabbed the fire extinguisher, just strolled over there, and he just looked at me, shook his head. Man, I got to get that pump off his truck. He's not happy, so.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah. So Tom's going to get that straightened out, and I'm sure we'll be seeing some good runs out of him here very soon. So, and the modifieds ran at Bloomsburg a few weeks back, and that Jason McKenzie setting first with 50 points. Dave Deku second with 48. Len Brookhart third with 46, and Jeremy Hansen in fourth with 44. We have some other tractors signed up for points, but they were not at Bloomsburg. Hopefully we'll see them out here at the next event. That's the Bromers, and I think there's one or two others. But light pro tractors. One hook so far this year, and that's Jeff I always messes that. I'm going to say Michelacci.
Yep,
does that sound right? Okay.
Yep.
With the Demented tractor, setting first with 50 points. Kevin Utt setting second with 48. Third, Adam Diaz with 46. Paul Hoke fourth at 44, and Ron Belknap is fifth with 42. And I heard, are they building a second tractor? Have you heard, or the Belknaps? Just curious.
I have been hearing that for a few years, so
Okay.
I'm not sure how much truth is there. But I do know that they sold the Pro Farm. Yeah, it's now the Red Fever.
Eli Zimmerman, I think. Yeah. Yep. Okay.
And, so I would not be surprised if we see another light pro come out.
That would be awesome. Great. I really want to see that class grow. We need to twist Vern's arm and get him to participate. But Vern's got. We're going to discuss Vern here shortly, and I'll let you tell that story. Okay. But semi trucks, we managed to get 3 out at Bloomsburg. Hopefully, we get some more out here soon at an event with them. But Dave Greek sets first at 50 points, and the Martin team sits second with 48, and Albert Brown's third with 46. So that's where we stand. 2-wheel drives have not had a pull yet. That's coming up towards the end of the month here at Lincoln Speedway. And there's one other class too. There's so many to remember.
Yeah.
But the hot farm tractors are also have not had a points hook yet. So, but some of our hot farm guys have signed up to run with Snyder County in the hot stock class, and it's working out pretty well for them. So.
Yep, they've been doing very, very well up there.
But I was very pleased with the Port Royal facility. Very pleased with Chad Packer. Always professional about everything he does, and we sure want to go back here, Chad. So keep that in mind. So let's talk about Vern and Double OZ.
Okay.
I'm sure he doesn't really want it mentioned, but
his fun ride on Friday night.
his ride was starting to get pretty ugly within 100 feet.
Seconds, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely happened very fast. I was, of course, watching from the starting line, so it sure did look like he one-wheeled it. I don't see how he kept both rear wheels on the ground. And basically what it boiled down to, like I told you earlier, had some hitch issues on LZ, which is the tractor he pulled first. So he dropped a gear thinking the track, it could handle it. And it handled it all right.
Yeah, unfortunately,
um,
he didn't know he had the hitch issue with the first tractor, which
yep,
told him a false story.
yep, definitely. The tractor hooked very, very quickly, and it got ugly very, very quickly at the same time. But luckily, everything was okay with the tractor. No major issues. Um, just a hurt right arm from holding the throttle. So,
Yeah, well, that's good. I'm glad because it could have got uglier real quick, and
oh,
it
it
was heading
definitely could
there.
have.
It was heading
Yeah,
there, but fortunately,
I was gonna
uh,
say you had the closest view of anybody.
actually, I think that's the second time Ferns kind of got out of shape with me as a starting line flagger. I think
Well,
it
then
was
maybe you shouldn't be the starting line flagger.
maybe so, but I know he broke a left front wheel off. I think it was last year at Bloomsburg. He was first hooking the class. I don't
Yes,
remember which tractor, but
it was.
might have
I
been.
think it was double OZ. I believe. No, it was
Uh,
LZ.
yeah, it was
Yeah,
LC. Yeah,
yeah.
and
I forget. I was not at that pool. I
yeah,
forget where I was.
okay,
But Corey Forrester was there.
yes,
And
yes.
he sent me a text message and he said, "I don't give you enough credit. Being Vern's pit crew is a full-time job." So so Corey Forrester doesn't hand out compliments like that very often, so I'm gonna remember that.
That would be one of the only times I've heard a compliment come out of him. So,
Yep.
but
Yep. And I said, "Well, in Vern's defense, we don't usually break front tires off on a normal basis. So
he bounced the
usually
front
it's
end
a
pretty
much
hard on
easier
this one.
job."
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was fortunate because I was waiting for
Mhm.
one to pop, but it didn't. So, but
Yeah.
stop that,
Yeah.
Vern.
Yeah, we're definitely lucky not more had didn't happen that night.
Exactly.
But
That's correct. So how's the rest of the tractors doing? I know he's got quite a fleet there. So
well, I broke Z Mistress on the Sunday before at Hammond's Grove.
I wasn't insinuating that, but okay. What did you do?
I broke the injection pump. Wasn't a major break, but it definitely was enough that I couldn't go down the track. Um, I actually go up on Friday night to get that so I can go pulling on Saturday. Um, LZ has the hitch issue, but I believe he's got that all straightened out. And Z Unit and Double OZ are ready to go. So the fleet's looking pretty good.
Very good. Awesome. We're getting a little bit of a flutter. I don't know if it's. I don't know. You have your volume turned down on your laptop there, so you
Yeah, I
can't.
have everything muted.
That's
Yeah.
strange. Every once in a while, we get a little bit of a birdie flutter or something. That's okay. It's
Hmm.
not that big of a deal. So,
Okay.
uh, so okay, we got through that. We're good to go. Yeah, we definitely was very pleased with Port Royal, and I hope to go
Hmm.
back there again this Saturday, July 11th, 2020. Won't you fill us in on a terrific day-long show that's coming up at the Woodstock Young Farmers Shenandoah County Fairgrounds?
Correct. So this Saturday, July 11th, not sure how many of you guys knew David Street. We lost him in a car accident. I believe it was in May. The Corona months are all melding
Yeah,
together. Um, he passed away in a car accident, and because of the Corona issues, they were not able to do a memorial service or a proper funeral, I guess you would say. So the Street family, as well as the Woodstock Young Farmers, are putting on a truck and tractor pull, one of David's passions. Um, I'm going to read here off the flyer. They are having a lawn and garden pull starting at 9 a.m. Um, I don't know lawn and garden tractors, so I don't really know too much about it. Looks like they're doing a 10-5 open class and a 950-pound youth class. They are asking for pre-registration online. Um, I'm sure if you get on the whole Facebook thing and look for the Woodstock Young Farmers, you'll be able to find the link there. Um, Looks like they're limiting each class to 25. And the reason they're putting limits on is because this is an all-day event. So, if they have 100 garden tractors show up, it's going to just push everything back further and further.
right.
And they are going to try to stay on schedule.
Good.
At 1:30, they're going to start the farm stock pool. Normally at Woodstock, they do limit it to in county only. That is not the case at this event. They're having a 75 and 95 and a 12-5 class. Doesn't have a limit on here, but they're leaving, looks like 4.5 hours. So I'm assuming they're going to be having plenty of time set aside for that farm stock class. Starting at 6 o'clock, they're going to do the memorial for David. Sounds like they're going to pull out a couple of the street trucking trucks onto the track. And David's wife is coming up with some memories and just some things she wants to share. And it'll just be kind of a time to reflect on his life. David was an outstanding guy. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of laughter because David was all about laughing. And then starting at 7, they are going to switch into the interstate pool. The interstate classes will start at that point. They are going to have the 10,000 Pro Farm class, the 8,500 mod turbos. They have added the 7,700 light limiteds. And then they're going to do the 7,800 modifieds, the 4,500 small block trucks. And then they're also going to do a diesel pickup truck class. They are limiting that to 20 trucks. And looks like they're also doing an open mini rod class, limit of 10. So, talked to Guy Gokenauer today. He's kind of heading up the Woodstock Young Farmers side of things. Everything is free. The admission for the spectators, the pullers get in free. There's no hook fee. There is no purse. Obviously, if there's nothing coming in, there's not going to be anything going out as well. There will be food stands there. I think he said they're going to have a barbecue truck there, ice cream tent, and sweet tea vendor, and a couple other food stands he was mentioning. Sounds like it's going to be a full day, especially for them. I can't imagine pulling all day in 90-degree heat, but
yeah, it's going to be a long day.
Yeah. They are going to be having donations. I think they're going to have donation jars kind of set around. The Woodstock Young Farmers are kind of like Keystone in that the majority of their proceeds goes to the FFA. Right. As everybody knows, this year with the corona, 4-H and FFA has taken a hit as well, especially the kids. Yeah. They haven't been able to go to competitions. They're not able to sell their animals, So it is going to a great cause. I don't know. He never said that the money was going to go towards the expenses of the day. I think the Woodstock Young Farmers is eating that cost. Yeah, which is it's hefty. Well, anybody who's ever put on an event knows how much money goes into these things.
Sled fuel for the track rooming equipment, insurance. Yeah, you got to have insurance.
Yeah, you have to have insurance. You have to, get all the track equipment there. Sure. These places don't have tractors just sitting around.
Right.
For 2 events a year. So they're doing this they were always going to do this. And then the idea came along of incorporating David's memorial into it. And it's going to be I keep telling everybody it's going to be bittersweet to be down there. It's our first pull in Virginia this year, so you're going to see a lot of people you haven't in a while. But at the same time, you're there for a memorial service and to remember a great guy.
And he wouldn't want it any other way.
He wouldn't want it any other way.
You want to put Dave Street in a great mood, crack a joke on him, or take a truck and tractor pull. I mean, that was his life, man. His family was his life as well, but
yes,
the sport of truck and tractor pulling, and anybody that knew David, that's interstate mod turbo hook. I spent time. We took a long trip, me, Trapper, and some other people to DuQuoin, Illinois. Man, that was a all night long trip out there, but I'll tell you what, we had a ball and spent a lot of good times with them, and it's just tough, and I'm looking forward to to getting down there for that too. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I was telling Guy because, of course, I get on the phone and I talk to anybody for 20 minutes and don't realize it. Um, him and I were kind of talking about, David was just starting to pull whenever my dad and Dale were really starting to think about getting out of it.
Hmm.
So I only have a couple memories from when we were young, but obviously at Keystone, there's a lot of memories. He was at a lot of the Southern pools, in Luray and Woodstock, and even at Harrisonburg, I seen him. And the last thing David said to me at the last Keystone, um, he always gave me a hard time about pulling. Obviously, everybody did. Um, but he looked at me and he's like, "I don't know what you're afraid of, girl. Just get on there and hone it."
Yeah.
So that's gonna be what I remember when I'm sitting on the track on Saturday.
Yeah.
So it'll be somber, but hopefully I do him proud.
I'm sure you will. I'm sure you
Yeah.
will. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be good to see
Yep.
a lot of faces. I did see some people last Sunday at Hammond's Grove and got to talk to a few, but
Mhm.
this one here for sure, I'll get to see a lot of old faces and get to talk to some people. And up until this year, we're always just thinking busy. It's hard to get to another hook outside of East Coast, but I'm going
Especially
to
on a
enjoy this
Saturday
one.
in July.
Oh yeah, definitely. So it's going to be nice to see a lot of old familiar faces and talk and share some memories for David.
Yep.
My my funniest memory of David is we actually Trapper. You remember anybody remember Sam
Yep.
Travis Seaton used to pull the barely getting by John Deere mod turbo, and we were all together down there out there at DuCoin and moving to another building because everybody wanted into a building to keep from water systems from freezing up and stuff, pulling indoors in
Mhm.
the wintertime. And so Trapper drove the tow tractor. I climbed on Trapper's tractor, and then David was hitched to me, so to speak, or strapped to
Mhm.
me, and I was pulling him. And we're going along a parking lot, we're just bopping along, and I kept feeling the tractor do this. It made no sense, just rocking back and forth. I'm like, what in the world? So I turn around and look through the cage. David Street's back there on his tractor, like NASCAR, cleaning the tires off, acting silly, I thought to myself,
That sounds like
that
David.
was hilarious. But that's right. That was David. Just one of them fun moments, And that's pulling tires. You're sitting there going back and forth on an asphalt. He didn't care. He was having fun. So just a great person, and we look forward to sharing memories of him, hopefully down there, and it's going to be a good
Yeah.
time. That's okay. They
Yep.
can talk too, Kendra.
He's trying to figure out what's for supper, and he's like,
Ah.
"That's not burger, is it?" It's
Ooh.
sausage.
Great. Nothing wrong with that.
No. But Guy Gokenauer said today, not to take the words out of his mouth, but he said David Street is what pushed the mod turbos to the next
Next level, yeah.
level. At, before everybody was kind of just taking their hot stocks and bumping them up.
Mm-hmm.
And when David Street showed up and everything was pristine and clean and, shiny, everybody else kind of started stepping up their game too.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I'm sure, if you go back and look at videos from, late 90s, early 2000s, and then David, and Yogi and Tom show up with this shiny, pretty tractor, and everybody's like, huh, guess it's time for me to step up too.
Yeah, I want to look pretty too. Pretty boy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think the first time I saw that tractor run was probably the very first Forester National pull that we had at Forester Farm Equipment. And in fact, your father pulled there.
Yep.
That's probably one of the first times I saw his tractor run. But gosh, that goes back to, I want to say 2000 or 2001 was I know they ran it 10 years, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So it would be
and it started after Big J passed, right?
I think it would be 01 it started. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, because I think Big J died in 2000.
Yeah, it was after that. I do know
So it'd
that.
probably been 01. You're right. Yep.
Yeah, and that's the first time I seen it run. And
Mm-hmm.
of course, thankfully, Jimmy Moretz we were filming out of his back of his pickup truck there, and and I'm like, who's that? Because
Yeah.
I didn't. that's the first time I seen interstate vehicles. I didn't know who was who. I mean, I knew the Foresters and everything.
Yeah.
And man, I tell you what, that was a fun event. Every October, after the season was done, we used to have a pool up there at Forester Farm Equipment in Chambersburg, and that was just a great time. It kind of got out of hand. It was getting really busy, and just a lot of people.
Getting busy,
and
getting big.
yeah,
Yep.
yep. And I mean, they pulled the plug on it, understandably, but it was a lot of fun. We used to have a lot of fun, and this pool here is going to kind of remind me of that. You know, there's no no entry fee. Nobody has to pay anything. Come in, but folks, if you do go, donations are accepted, and the donations do go, like she said, to the FFA and the 4-H. It is an all-day event. These guys are giving of their time, and I'm sure the FFA and 4-H members as well. So, you know, just dig in there. Come on, you know, give a few bucks. A few bucks goes a long way if we can get everybody to do it. So, nobody's begging for money. Come see a free show. It's going to be a good show, I'm sure. But don't forget to maybe donate too, as well. I'm sure it'll be greatly appreciated. So.
Yep, and Guy said there's even been some pro stock tractors who have asked about coming down. Nothing set in stone yet, but it's possible. So.
I actually talked to Tara Moore today. I think it was today, or maybe it was yesterday. I'm sorry, it was yesterday. I was asking her opinion on something. As a matter of fact, with the scroll you see on the screen today, but they are coming. Yeah, both tractors, I believe, will definitely be there. So. She wasn't sure if any others were coming, but
yeah, Guy said Toby was kind of talking to him on that, and he wasn't real sure whatever came of it. So Guy didn't want to say yes, they'll be there, but
yeah, that's what she said yesterday. Unless something changes, they plan to come, so they'll be making a pass down there as well. So that'd be nice too. So okay.
And I think you said this will be the first time you've seen the new track, right?
Yeah, yes. I kind of did a Google Earth thing here real quick, and I was like, wow, the grandstand, everything's gone. It's totally changed. Looks really nice. Real nice and open now. So.
Yep.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty nice.
Yep, they definitely opened it up down there and put in the new dirt track, and it's been there a couple years now, so it's not a brand new track that doesn't always have a good reputation, but it's getting there. So
it takes time.
It'll be a real good event, hopefully.
Yeah. It takes time, yeah, and you know it's off the regular track now, so it's off by itself, I guess. So, but yeah, it looked like it was a real nice setup there, and I'm looking forward to it. Mother Nature's going to treat us good, right? And we're going to have a pool down there, so I hope so. You bet.
Yep, David's going to make sure of it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right, David. That's your one job left to take care of us with, is make sure it doesn't rain on a Saturday. So
yep, you have one more job, buddy.
Yeah, you can keep it cloudy all day, okay? You can keep the clouds over the sun. That would keep us a little cooler. Maybe even have a little bit of a breeze, buddy. So
yeah,
I got more stories on you. So yeah, that's I'm looking forward to it. So also we have a big pool in Selinsgrove, Snyder County. I'm sorry, Kendra, did you have anything else you wanted to add to Woodstock before I go north?
No, I think that's about it that I had for Woodstock.
Okay. Not
go ahead and go.
Toby had nothing to say, or Toby always has something to say.
I actually did not get a hold of Toby today. Yeah, Toby always has something to say, and chances are he'd have too much to say.
That's okay. He doesn't know, but one day I'm going to get him on here. I'm going to make him talk on here. So
you better be careful or have a bleep ready.
He'll be all right.
Yep. Sometimes you get him fired up and you don't know what he's going to say.
Oh, I didn't know he had a mean bone in him. So
yeah.
But anyway, Saturday also, July 11th, their start time is actually bumped up to 5:30 p.m. Admission's $10, 12 and under free, and that's going to be at the Selinsgrove track in Snyder County at the Snyder County Truck and Tractor Pullers. And it's a big night of pulling. I spoke with Jerry Radel briefly. I always get his last name tongue twisted. But they're going to be running the 13,000-pound farm stock, the 10,500-pound hot stock tractors, the 8,000-pound 2.526 smoothbore diesel trucks, four-wheel drive, 10,000-pound open, which is a nice combination class of pro stock and super stock ag-style tractors, plus the multi-engine modified tractors. they've had quite an array, variety, if you will, of vehicles so far 2 times this year in that class, and we've seen modified win, and we've also seen an alcohol tractor, super stock tractor win. So
hmm
maybe
it's always a great class to watch.
Yeah, it's
never disappoints.
It's really neat, and you don't know who's going to win. That's for sure. It's nice. It brings back a lot of memories for me from back in the '70s. I'm telling my age, where we used to run open classes all the time at the Buck, and you know, was a diesel super going to win back then, or a modified tractor? So it's pretty neat. 8,000-pound 3.0 limited pro diesel 4x4 trucks, the 8,500-pound light pro 9,500-pound super farm combination class, and the 8,500-pound wild street trucks, and that is a gas or diesel combination in that class. So, and it's street legal, I guess they say. So, but that going back here to the light pro and super farm class, they're 1-1. We've had a light pro win, and we've also had a super farm win here last weekend in Laurelton. So,
correct.
That's kind of a neat deal too. It's a 1,000-pound difference, but that's tough. It's a good competitive class. It's very nice to watch, and some good stuff. Drawing numbers. In fact, the winner came in from, I think it was Addison, Vermont, or somewhere. The Vanderwerks come in.
They're from.
Yeah, and finished 1-2. So
yeah,
definitely some top collar super farms. Scott Christ was there with Just for Fun, and I would say they'll probably come back this Saturday too. So.
Say, I don't know if Joey's talked to them or not, but
I'm not sure.
I'd imagine if they don't have anything else going on, they'll try their best to be there.
Absolutely. And you can find out more information and more of their point series. They actually started a nice little point series for most of their classes. And you can find that at sctpapullers.com. And also on Facebook, you can find them at Snyder County Tractor Pullers. So that's going to be a big show for them. I know. We've been to 2 of theirs. Well, they've had 2. We've been to both of them, and it's a lot of equipment. The last one had 107 entries in Laurelton. So,
and I'd imagine they'll have just as many this week.
I would think so. So, I mean, they're providing a place for everybody to pull. They're doing a real good job, and they're situated in just the right spots in Pennsylvania to get it done. Now, the first show they had at Selinsgrove was a non-spectator event, and this time spectators are allowed. So it's 5:30 p.m. Again, it's $10 admission, and 12 and under are free. So
yeah, I know Joey's really excited about having spectators back. So
yeah. In fact, I talked to him today. He was at the track. He goes there every day, the week of, to do something. So. They've been having some rain, but nothing to swamp them out or anything. So they're okay. So don't let Mother Nature. And they do have a tarp. If you fear that there might be a thunderstorm or something coming the day of the event, trust me, they've got the tarps to cover the track, and they will get the job done. So they're going to pull. I know them guys. I mean, you're going to have to really rain them out bad to keep these guys from pulling. So.
Yeah, I think it would take an all-day rain shower to get them to cancel.
Pretty much. They do a great job. Yeah, even at Laurelton, you know. I've been in the past up there with these coast events. There's always a tarp there ready to go over that track, just in case. And we've had to use it before, and we come out of it pretty good without too much mud, and usually still have a good track. So these guys really, they do it right. So come out, if you can't, one or the other. Woodstock. Absolutely free admission. Don't cost you a dime. Fuel to get to the event, maybe some, to buy some food or whatever for your family, you and your family. But and please, consider just some kind of a donation while you're there to help them guys out. It goes to a great cause, and these guys are doing all the work to make it happen. So I guess COVID is just kind of put behind them a little bit, and we won't talk about it because I hate it.
Yeah.
But
exactly. It's really wrecking our summer, isn't it?
It really is. But fortunately, it's an outdoor thing. We're outdoors. There's plenty of space for the amount of people that are at these events. So we're definitely not breaking any laws.
Correct.
So, I mean, I've yet to see a law that says I have to wear anything or whatever. So, but I think most people are smart and wise.
Hmm.
I've seen some people shake hands, and I still see the fist pump a lot, and I actually see elbow bumping, which you don't normally. I never really seen that much of, but people were thinking about it still. So. And
Yep.
I usually see hand sanitizing stations around, so it's not like it's a bad thing. I mean, they're making sure people are clean, so or have the option to be clean. It's up
Yep.
to you to social distance and keep yourself healthy. So,
Correct.
What else can we talk about, Kendra?
And let's be real, most tractor pullers aren't really too worried about it.
Well, I haven't since day one.
How much of it's track pulling related, I'm not sure.
Well, I grumble every time I got to go in a store, but
Yeah.
they have guidelines. I guess they got to follow. So what do you do?
Yep. And there's always the threat of fines, and that always scares people. So you have to understand.
They better never come at me with a fine because I want to see the law first.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but I'm not going to get into political crap. So.
Yeah.
But.
Oh, I did talk to the promoter from Beaver Springs today. Their fair is not until late September. They are still going for it, wanting to have it. They are still going to have some interstate classes, but they are also incorporating more of the Snyder County classes. So it's actually going to probably turn out to be a bit of a bigger night. It's the last Friday in September, which is going to be the 25th. Should be a fun. Have you ever been up to Beaver Springs Fair?
I've been by there, but I've never been in for an event or anything. But I know right where it's at. Actually, I was just by there when I left there to go back to camp after the pool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super nice facility. Don't really have a lot of pit room, but we always seem to make it work. Really nice little fair there. It's not huge. You can get from one side to the other in 5 minutes and see everything, but they have plenty of food vendors, plenty of rides, everything for the whole family. I always enjoy going up there. They always have live music. It's a really fun atmosphere.
Oh, wow.
Definitely recommend, and it's very cheap. I think it's like $3 or $4 to get in. So it's very economical for the family.
That's cheap. Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, which to me is what fair should be about. You want the entire family to go there.
Yeah.
I know that my hometown fair is the Washington County Fair, and it's like one year it was $17 to get in a person, and I'm like, you're pushing people away. The average family of 4 can't afford that.
Right.
To go in for more than one night, and again, that's a whole nother rabbit hole we could go down as to what county fairs should be about. So yeah, I'll definitely plug in for Beaver Springs. They have a really nice, great track crew, super friendly, super nice, want to take care of their pullers, which is very important when you're talking about going to a pool, especially one that's as far away for some people as Beaver Springs. They definitely take care of their pullers. You mentioned Port Royal Interstate will be back there for their fair on Labor Day weekend. It's the Sunday night pool. Like you said, and there's pre-COVID, we'll call it. They've always.
Uh-oh. I think we lost you, Kendra.
Back to stand. They always
there you are.
Just get a huge crowd in there.
Yeah, your video's froze and your audio's in and out. I don't know if you can hear me. There you go. Now
I can hear you. Can you hear me again?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. Yeah, your video's freezing up every so often. That's all. Anyway, while she's getting straightened out there, I want to make mention. I actually spoke with the promoter at the Lincoln Speedway today. I was working with him, getting him some photos and video clips ready for advertising. July 25th at 7:30 p.m., we're going to the Lincoln Speedway with 4 great classes of pulling for East Coast. The modified 2-wheel drive trucks will have their first hook of the year. The light Pro Stock tractors, East Coast Diesel Pro Stock Diesel 4-wheel drive trucks, and the modified 4-wheel drive trucks. And that will be the Lincoln Speedway at 800 Racetrack Road in Abbottstown, Pennsylvania, 17301 for you GPSers. And that's going to be a 7:30 p.m. start time. I don't have any information as far as admission or anything on that, but I'm sure there'll be some flyers and information coming out soon on social media, so we'll keep an eye out for that and share that with you. Maybe in the next show or something, maybe we'll have some answers for you. But that's going to be a nice new facility for us as well as Port Royal was. So we actually have a pool in October. Our last event of the year will be at Lincoln Speedway as well. Our class is undetermined at this time. We'll find out more information about that. But again, that's the July 25th, 7:30 p.m. at Lincoln Speedway. They're going to have 2 classes of their dirt track racing, their heats, qualifier heats, and then once those 2 are ran, we're going to run our 4-class pool, and then the features will be after that to finish the night. So you're actually going to get pulling and dirt track racing for one price. So that's anybody that likes dirt motorsports, man, it's going to be a well of a night. So keep that on your calendar, July 25th. Kendra's back. I see her moving this time.
I was gonna say, I think I'm back.
Yep. It happens. But,
yeah. So our Wi-Fi is actually on the top of a grain leg, and the guys are down there working. So I'm thinking that they're down there messing with it. So that's probably what happened. They're
messing with it, Kendra. They're doing it on purpose, right?
Yeah. How dare them be working at the height of wheat harvest season?
Yeah, right. Exactly. Exactly.
Interrupting my time.
And just to give real quick here, we'll give an address here for the Shenandoah County Fairgrounds. It's in Woodstock, Virginia. It's exit 283 off of I-81. And actually, everything will be located once you're on the exit. You actually will come down. I don't know the name of the road there, but it'll be on your left-hand side. So I'm sure there'll be signs out there.
You can't miss the fairgrounds.
Yeah, you actually see it right from.
left.
Yep, that's correct.
Yep.
And let's see. It says, food is provided by Rutt's Barbecue and Sugar Creek Snowy and Sweet Company. Ooh.
See, I believe that's who's going to have their ice cream. So I'm definitely going to have to make a trip over there.
Absolutely. Absolutely, for sure. Okay. Yeah, it's we were talking a month ago. We were scared to death we weren't going to have anything, and bam, 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 we're having 1 and 2 hooks a weekend now. So.
Yep. Isn't it great?
Yeah, actually, last weekend was the last weekend or weekend before was really loaded up across the state of Pennsylvania. Really, it was.
I think it was the weekend before.
Yeah, we had the Super Stock Shootout and stuff, and then
Super Stock Shootout, West End, and Selinsgrove, and yep.
And Listy had a Friday night pool, Thunder in the Valley, I think it was called, and there was one also at. The other speedway there in eastern Pennsylvania here, Williams Grove, had a pool on a Friday night.
That's right.
So there was a lot of pools. I mean, if you didn't get to go pulling and you complained about it, it's your fault. Yeah, definitely had good weather for it. The Super Stock Shootout did get rained out on Saturday afternoon show, but unfortunately, yeah.
But I think I saw they were able to hook a couple on Sunday morning, weren't they?
I didn't know if they were going to do that or not. Did they have a rain date? I wasn't sure.
Well, I don't think everybody stuck around. I think a couple, like of the diesel super stocks, who didn't get a chance to rehook and were trying to work out a couple bugs.
Yeah.
I think they stuck around and were able to make a pass on Sunday morning.
I gotcha. And I have somebody in the chat asking, "What is this about?"
Tractor pulling.
We're talking truck and tractor pulling. We do this show once a week. It was on Tuesday nights, but I tell you, the time I get home and Cindy's off work on Mondays, and there's always something to do. There's always work to do here, and then you got to edit and then try to hurry up Tuesday by 8 o'clock and have it all together. It just wasn't happening, so that's why we moved to Wednesdays, and hopefully it works out for everybody. So that's the way it's going to be, because I just can't get it done by Tuesday. Just kidding.
Yeah,
I've tried.
And you're the boss man, so I guess when it comes to This whatever you say goes.
Oh, not necessarily. Trust me.
Yeah.
Yeah. We take care of the customers first and stuff, so they come first, and then the show comes
True.
after that. So, but that's what it's about, Joe 7192. Stick around. Hey, and by the way, while we're talking here, folks, give us a like, a thumbs up goes a long way with us on YouTube. Ring a bell for notifications so you know. I post videos daily. It's not just for this show, but it's for the daily videos we post. And share it around. Share the channel around for us. Help us grow. And we do appreciate it. We appreciate if you're in here watching tonight. And if you got any questions for me, Kendra, feel free right now. We're going to be on here for about another 9 minutes or so. We'll find something to talk about. And if you got any questions, just ask now. Now's the time to ask. So I don't know where my help is for the live chat. I guess they gave up on me, so I don't know. That's okay. But so you're going to pull this weekend.
I was going to say, I can't believe Tanner didn't have a smart comment to throw in. I'm hoping to.
Okay.
Yeah, pending me going up and getting the pump and putting it on the tractor, I guess.
Okay.
I fully intend to be there, so we'll see how it goes.
And I'm going to ask the gold question, and obviously we can't hold you to any information, but that would be, have you heard much buzz about who is going to be at the pool for the interstate pullers at the Woodstock?
So I have heard, and obviously, everybody's plans change with farming and businesses and stuff like that. Steve Beckley with Up in Smoke is going to go down. Gary Cubbage's 2 blue tractors, blue unit and black and blue. Obviously, Guy Gokenauer with Stress Test will be there.
No, you think Guy will be there?
And there was a couple others. Jason Forrester is planning on going.
Good.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he hasn't had his tractor out since at all this year, I guess.
That
so
I don't know. It was there for Keystone, and we won't get into that nightmare.
He had it at Keystone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still having nightmares about Keystone. So,
it worked out better than I thought it would. And I won't say better because we didn't get the whole show in, but when the initial shock hit that were canceled, you got 3 more shows to put on. You got all the tickets sold, and et cetera, et cetera. But
yeah, and it actually worked out pretty well. Yeah. Lisa, I went up and was helping Lisa Forrester Stoner with trying to make sure poolers were reimbursed and everything. And I told her, I said, if I wouldn't have been off work because where I work at was shut down,
right,
we'd have never been able to get stuff out as quickly as we did. Yep. And I'm sure there's going to be people out there that say, "Are you kidding me? It took 3 weeks to get my money back." Yeah, well,
folks, you have
a national shutdown was going on.
You have no idea the amount of digging up this sale, that sale, and then and I'm not complaining by no means. I mean, that's just one of them things that happens, and I knew something big was going to happen one day with ticket sales.
Yeah.
I can sure say the reserved seating company really hit a big home run for us on that. They basically handled everything for the reserved seating. It's the other stuff that was tough. And by saying that, I had to go in individually, order by order, on every reserved seating sale on PayPal. We got through all that, and then you got the customers that bought on site, so, and some of them have came back to us, and some have actually just told us to keep the money. So that was nice, as did a lot of the pullers, and they are the reason we have a shot in 2021. Every one of those that donated their money back, we thank you.
And I'm by no means a Keystone Committee member, but I'm very, very good friends with a lot of Keystone Committee members, and I will say would not be possible without the pullers.
We need you to say that one more time, because your sound broke out again, Kendra. Say that one more time. I'm sorry.
Keystone 2021 would not be possible if it wasn't for the poolers.
No, absolutely. Yep.
I don't remember how many refund checks I wrote out, but I guarantee it was under 20. And when you have that many poolers say, you know what, keep it.
Yeah.
That is remarkable.
And
go ahead.
And sponsors. That's,
oh my gosh, yes.
they are a huge part of making this thing happen. Mm-hmm. And I'm talking about a lot of money, and some of them said, see you next year, keep it. And we're on board for next year. That hits home, that's great. We really appreciate people that do that for us. So yep.
Absolutely.
I'm ready. I wish we could start planning right now. We might as well, because we're not doing, we are pulling, but but that takes time, and we cross our fingers, folks. I don't want to work anybody's hopes up on Keystone Nationals. I probably shouldn't even say it, but we don't know what the state of Pennsylvania or its governor is going to do. Yeah. No fault to him. We don't know. We don't know yet. We will start planning for it, I'm sure. We'll talk about it, but until we know for sure, we gotta be careful. So
yeah, that's definitely something to make well known. Is it's a state-run building.
That is correct.
So it is going to be the last thing in Pennsylvania opening up.
Yeah, we have no authority there. Trust me. The state of Pennsylvania will rule the roost, so to speak, and they do. Understandably, it's a state-owned building, and I know Heidi really went to bat for us. Heidi, I don't know if she's watching or not, but we thank you. We know you did everything you could, but you were basically told don't call back. So
we said no.
Yeah, they said no, and that was it. And our hands were tied, and we had to do what we had to do. So we really thought we would get the whole weekend in. I've heard some talk already. Well, you should have just canceled the show. You can't just do that. I mean, you're planning for months. You've got money here, money there. You've got this sold, you've got that sold, and you can't just up and cancel something unless you're forced to. Okay, and believe me, it was no easy chore, but we got through it. And no, we're not just going to cancel a pool. So, but unless we're forced to.
Start planning for 6 months in advance.
That's correct. That's correct. I want people to understand that. I understand if people were upset, but they got their money back. Okay, I mean, they didn't.
Oh, we
I don't
were all
know.
upset.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I don't know how the hotel bills went for a lot of the people. I mean, we don't have control of that. We're not the governor. We're not the state of Pennsylvania. We were there to put on the show, and we thought we were good to go. We were good to go, and then boom, and it really hit hard everywhere.
From what I heard, the hotels, at least the one right there by the facility, was very accommodating.
That's my understanding. I'm sure they all were. And I'm sure maybe there was some that weren't. I'm sure, like most people, they just get mad, but it's nothing we could do. I mean, we tried, and I know Heidi tried, and our hands were tied. So, and I think it's no doubt you see what's going on even now in Pennsylvania. They've already reinstated this mask thing in public areas. So I won't even speculate where we're going to be March of next year right now. So anywhere, even in the state of Maryland here, who knows? Actually, we're doing really good here from the reports I hear, but they keep yelling for a spike. But hopefully it doesn't happen, because we simply as a country can't afford it. So hopefully we can finish beating it. So. But anyway, back to truck and tractor farm. Well, we made an hour, so
we did.
Yes, we did.
It wouldn't be a problem.
Absolutely, but there's two great events. I'll go ahead and let you just briefly speak of Woodstock real quick, then I'll do Selinsgrove, and then we'll close her out for the night.
So just again, a completely free, family-friendly, bring everybody out. Great cause, benefits the FFA, a memorial for a wonderful man. Hope to see everybody there.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. Mother Nature's going to be good to us, and David's going to make sure it's not going to rain. So we're good to go. We're good to go.
Yeah, exactly.
And also, July 11th, Snyder County Tractor Pullers will have another big event at the Selinsgrove facility in Selinsgrove, Pennsylvania at 5:30 p.m. Admission is $10, 12 and under are free. And you can find out more information at sctpapullers.com. And also, they have a flyer floating around social media on Facebook, and that's at Snyder County Tractor Pullers page. So, great classes, both events. Come on out. I mean, if you want to go pulling, one show's free. You know, feel it in your heart to dig and maybe give a little bit of a donation down there to the 4-H and FFA at Woodstock, and even the pool at Snyder County Tractor Pullers is plenty cheap enough at $10 per adult. So, and let me tell you, for $10, you're going to see a great lineup of classes and a whole lot of tractors and trucks. So, there's no reason to sit home. Yeah, there's no reason to sit home this weekend, and dress cool. There's going to be plenty of beverages and food at both events, and come out and have a good time. And with that, Kendra, you got anything else?
Nope, that's about it for me.
Well, we appreciate you coming on here, and folks, like I say, like, share, and subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications. We post videos daily, and we plan to from now till whenever. That's the plan. So I got a lot of footage that I just got to get out there to you. So next Wednesday at 8 p.m. I don't know who we're going to have on yet, but hopefully we have two great events that we'll be covering. Maybe we can sneak Kendra back in here for Woodstock. We'll see. But
you never know. I'm always available.
So we'll see everybody hopefully this weekend. I'm looking forward to coming down and seeing some old faces and chatting and spend some good time with an old buddy. So
yep.
We'll see everybody next Wednesday at 8 p.m. And we thank you for watching if you're watching. And if not, it'll be available for you to watch on Facebook. Facebook as well. We'll share the link around for you. And Kendra, I'll be right with you.
All right. Thanks.